Hello, hello, good morning. It is time for Wow Wednesday. Wow Wednesday, Wow Wednesday, it's time for Wow Wednesday. And Songvale has beaten me to saying hello. I'm not sure why the fox, I honestly don't know how to interact with that fox with the Christmas tree at all. It leveled up my first stream and then never again. So I'm not sure how to help him. Because that is sad, we're gonna get right into it. Sorry, little fox buddy. I don't know. Oh, now it seems fine. Alright, I don't know what happened, but evidently it's fine now. Welcome to Wow Wednesday, everyone. We are going to be working on Jade for us today. I've just realized that I didn't pop out the chat, so I can't see anything. Maybe it feeds off chat box activity? Possible. Possible. At which point, you are its hero. Thank you, Songvale. Over my winter break, I am thinking that I should make that Discord we have discussed, that I can let people know. It occurs to me that maybe I should say something to Nini Pyong. She's not that into WoW, but maybe she'll enjoy hanging out nonetheless, so I'll just let her know that we're here, and then we'll get going. Alright, got the reminder out to her, and we are ready to go. Where's my chat going? Gotta pin that. Alright, we are into WoW Wednesday. Good morning. Alright, so quests. We were on Swallowed Whole. Let's see. I believe Lord Walker Cho gave us this quest.
Now, back to your dilemma. I believe you can help your people build relations with our Hosen, as my people have. The trail behind me will lead you to a body of water the Hosen use to gather the fish that feeds them. Around this time every year, fearsome beasts call those waters home, and many hungry Hosen are lost to them. If you were to rescue some of the victims and gather some of the fish, perhaps you will be regarded more favorably.
So that's what we're gonna do. They are still afraid of us at this moment, but they will shortly realize that we are good. Despite the fact that my helm is, very intimidating. Cho is very wise. All of Pandaria has a lot of very wise, useful things to share with us. I'm finding the same thing. I'm playing Pokemon White, right now, again. And a lot of times in Pokemon games, the NPCs, when you go up and talk to them, they just have, like, random stuff to say. Like, you know, you've probably heard of the meme, like, I like shorts because they're comfy and easy to wear. But in Pokemon White, so many of the NPCs, you just walk up to them, like, walking around the street, and they're just like, have you ever considered another perspective? Perhaps what is right to you is wrong to another. Like, it's just, like, spewing surprisingly deep stuff for just no hi hello. Just, let's think about differences. Let's think about contrast. Love it. That is the world I wish I lived in. Songville says, frankly, they must have short memories if you can murder scores of them, but then give them some fish and they like you now. Can you imagine if people did that as their normal greeting? First of all, I'd be very happy if they spewed wisdom at me as their normal greeting. But I imagine, like, handing me a fish after killing a bunch of my friends? No, I don't really want that as a normal greeting. I will say, like, I do feel like there's a young enough child where, probably not killing people in front of them, but, like, bygones can be made bygones quite quickly with some kids. Not murder, I assume, but, you know, small wrongs. But I don't think that that's the level of child Hosen are. I think Hosen are supposed to be like 14. keep forgetting that one of my abilities applies Serpent Sting, so I do not need to do it. Yep, I'm rooking crocs and saving hosen. And looking for fish. Wow. You could tell with the speckled trout model, like, they had a shark. And they added some more fins to the shark model. We'll look at it more after I kill this crocolisk. I just feel like Miss of Pandaria was, like, weird. They obviously made a lot of new stuff, but it has this vanilla vibe where it's like they still were very limited in some way. And I love the look of it. But, like, look at this trout. Obviously, we had, like, a fish or a whale or something, and we were just allowed to paste things onto it. Gotta watch our breath meter. Apologize for the pause. All of a sudden I started getting a little bit of a intense headache, so I'm momentarily focused on that instead of speaking. I will not die. In-game or otherwise. Yeah, it's not great. I'm hoping that that will be momentary, as it is quite intense. Like right over my right eye. We are peaceful. We are in the Jade Forest. There is no harm here. There is no pain. There is no meaningless pain. Let's put it that way. There's no meaningless pain here. Speak to Tuki Tuki. I mean, I guess, like, we did kill a bunch of them, but I suppose less than bringing them the fish, which is kind of a peace offering. Like, saving a bunch of them from the crocolisk maybe also helps. I feel like saving them from the crocolisk is probably also key to why this matters. Where is your leader? Just screaming. Wicked Ook to the Big Duke? Huh? Osengruker, run!
Get got slickies? For me? Wicket save Hosen? And bring slickies? Maybe Wicket not so bad. Tuki Tuki never liked Duke Ukum anyway. Maybe Wicket not so bad after all. Other baldskins not nice to Hosen. Hosen take this from bad Wickets. All Wicket loot goes to Kaka. Chief's orders. Here, Wicket, you take it. Kaka will want to meet the new Hosen friend. His camp south at Brooken Hill.
I am not sure what Tuki Tuki's name is, but I'm pretty sure their chief's name is an aggressive word for poop in Spanish. Tiger's kind of awesome. I didn't like how they, like, got to this point where they had these very, like, round, tall feet. I liked the longer ones. But I will admit this is a nice skin on it. Texture, I guess, maybe is better. I don't know. Just calling it a skin feels weird. And maybe it's just that the proportions are weird. Like, the chest was very, very deep. And then the feet were so small.
You really Hosen friend, Wicket? Let's see. hosin at Gruken Hill, all out of slicky bait. Tigerfly's legs stay twitchy in water, make best bait. Bobo sick from stings, Wicked get baked and take to Gruken.
Songvale also likes the way that they are textured.
Herr Shan is one big duker. Grouped all my sons. Ick ick, nob nob, eat eat, bitty bitty, and others I can't remember. Wicket wanna help hosen? Go grouped Kershan. Duker's over there. Neeby points to the east.
Songvale says that she collected a bunch of tiger colors on her hunter. I always feel like I want to collect pets on a hunter, and then I think, like, the feature came a little late. I'm having this with Pokemon as well, where, like, I feel kind of bad capturing Pokemon I know I'm not going to use. I think this is weird in the, in Miss Pandaria Classic, I have this pop up where when I get mail from one auction house, it says I have mail from both auction houses, but obviously I only have mail from the Horde auction house. Yeah, I feel like collecting hunter pets is one of those things that made more sense when, like, I was just going to be playing World of Warcraft, and it was just a matter of, like, what do I do at that time? But these days where it's like I'm not on World of Warcraft as like a normal habit, my interest in doing various things which were, I don't know, just something to do that was interesting within the context of WoW is much lower. I'm definitely signing on specifically for a storyline or for like a feature like housing.
Red Willow good Wicket, they say. Red Willow help hosen, they say. No more Gruken Red Willow, they say. That okay. Look out there. Wicked Wicket's fallen like rain right for the Gruken. Go, join the fun. But remember, Chief Kaka gets all the shinies. That's hosen rule number 2. Cheek Cheek scratches his head. All hosen rules are number 2.
Poop jokes. Poop jokes, poop jokes, poop jokes, and unending poop jokes. Alright. Dungo says that she feels like collecting hunter pets was working for her when she didn't have so much play people, or when she didn't so much play people who had or didn't have specific companions, and was instead playing game characters for whom I could pick a bunch of different animals depending on my mood that day. Yeah. And I think my roleplay characters, as well as, like, the characters in the story, are what bring me to WoW, versus, like, the gameplay experience of being in WoW. I do have more of, like, the gameplay experience of being in WoW playing Classic Hardcore, where, like, that is just more immersive, and, like, my character's more generic. Just a generic hero going around doing stuff. But especially in retail, like, at this point, I have so much of my time and, like, mental bandwidth for World of Warcraft is specific people that I basically would have to create a character where, like, their hobby was going around collecting animals for that to be something I felt like I could do on one of my characters in retail. And also the reality is, like, for Miss Pandaria Classic for me, like, I want to do this storyline again. So I am also very focused. I'm not really interested in farming Mog or, like, working on getting any mounts or anything like that. I'm just here to do the questing story. Which I do need to get on, because I do want to be doing Throne of Thunder right now, which is finally out. But we are a long way away from that. We are not even that close to the original goal, which was seeing the Veil before Shaw Magic destroys it. We are going to make that goal. I'm gonna make it so, but definitely taking a little longer than I thought it would. I think we talked about this before, but I'm pretty sure having Remix last summer, in which I did do all of the questing zones, was a detriment to this, which is weird because I feel like I can't remember, like, a lot of the questing areas super vividly, like I would expect, but maybe it's because so much of it just happened so fast with the abilities that we were given. But there are a number of fights I would like to do at the pace of real Mists of Pandaria content where, like, bosses are saying lines of wisdom and you can think about them while doing, like, thematic mechanics to go with that line. Songvale agrees that it was all extremely rapid. Yeah, which really, like, made my expectations for a Legion remix different than what has turned out to be the case. The dreaded Ker Shan is dead. You have avenged Ik Ik, Nab Nab, Eat Eat, Bitty Bitty, and the others that Nibby Nibby couldn't remember. We have done it. Alright, now we're just gonna farm out some bug legs, and we will head on to Gruken Hill. River Stride is a great name. The River Stride Jinyu. Oh, my skinning's not high enough. But, like, this is a good example where, like, I'm not super inclined to go back and, like, farm my skinning up. I don't know, maybe how close am I in 437 versus 435? Maybe I should go back and get it up because I'm so close. 470, 437, yeah, that wouldn't take that long. Maybe I will go back and do that, but I'm just more so, like, I want to progress, even though I realize that, like, part of what's great about WoW is, like, the slow immersion of it all. What is really good? Sorry, I missed exactly when that message came through, Songvale. River Stride, yes. Yeah, I guess that's the name of the Jinyu tribe. River Stride. Oh, I guess I had AoE. How did I kill 3 bugs and they did not have any legs? Although I am a little confused as to how I'm killing fireflies and looting 10 legs at a crack. That is a little bit concerning. Ooh, there's a rare up there. We go see? Go do the rare. They usually dropped pretty interesting gear, if I recall. Or do drop back now. Songo says that feels like one of those things that make people theorize about nuclear pollution in an area. I agree. Yep, that's too many legs. The fireflies have 10 legs, dude. How'd that happen? It's either the nuclear pollution or fireflies and millipedes are now good friends. Hopefully, we are going to have the DPS to do this. I think it's gonna be okay, actually. It helps that we are far enough away and back that I don't have to observe any of these mechanics, which, if I recall, you actually really did need to, because they were mean. Kali's stamina is a bit questionable. Yeah, very, very soft, it feels like. Ooh. Ooh. Big upgrade. Big win for us in that classic Pandaria gold and white. Alright, so what I have learned is, yes, absolutely, we should be hitting all of the rares that we see. On our way to the Gruken Hill, passing through the Duken ground. I think I mentioned last time, I'm not a big Hosen person, so I will enjoy blowing through this as quickly as possible. I also, am really not sure what to do for Hosen voices. Sungul has said, what she has learned is that she should learn when to give up on trying to fix knitting mistakes. That's sad. Why? Is it just, you have to go too far back, or why is it too difficult to fix?
Wicked be smart to befriend Hosen. Now, one less wicked Hosen have to smash. Mean wickets are fighting with nice wickets? Hosen fight mean wickets too. Welcome, Wicket. Me Kaka, chief of the Gruken Hill Hosen. Duke Ukum wanted to be chief, but good wicket grew him good. Big gift to Kaka. Hosen has gift for good wicket too. Gift come from great crash. Hosen keep it safe for wicket. Slinky food. Woot woot. Wicket to Ukduk. What you got, Wicket? Wiccan Gruken making Hosen rich with shinies. Red Willow making a good second impression. And for Hosen, number 2 is most important.
Yeah, I bet it is, sir. Alright. Longbow says she tried to ladder back instead of pulling out rows and now have a bunch of split yarn. Oh, that's frustrating. I'm sorry. On the one hand, she knows that that is a poop joke. On the other hand, it's kind of deep. Yeah. I agree. Like, after you try something, what you do next is what matters. They were much better in Miss Pandaria about, like, keeping these cutscenes moving, but they still seem to struggle with having more than one long uncut shot. I'm just gonna grab the flight path here before we continue.
What's up?
And clear my inventory. Don't really need the peaches. We'll keep this because I feel weird about vendoring these. These are also just cool, so I don't want to vendor them until I have to. It's interesting that this lucky Pandaren coin is worth 95 normal coins. Songville says the first impression is worth paying attention to, but the second impression shows how people follow through or not, and how any given misunderstandings may have happened and or get resolved. I agree. Yep, that's basically why I think it is an interesting comment for him to make too. Ooh. You know, I wouldn't usually think I'd like this, but I kind of do. It's interesting to me. Should we just assume that we will fairly shortly get upgrades? I think we probably should. It's probably safe to just assume that we will. And most of this is the same level of the quest gear, so it's not a big upgrade in most cases here. Oh yeah, these are all the same. Okay, I don't need to buy any of these. Great.
Be good.
Windblade, the laptop is warm this morning.
Blood and thunder.
Friendly gift band.
Impressive work, Red Willow. It had not occurred to me that we might somehow befriend these creatures. With their acceptance, we can now turn our attention to more important matters.
Fear nothing. The whole
Songville says
shall
those gear
prevail.
pieces seem like they're there in case you've been struggling to get through the intro because half your gear is somehow from the Howling Fjord. Yeah, which I think can potentially make sense in a world in which you expect people to, like, just move on, just move on, just move on.
I recognize all you've managed to do here, Hunter. My report to the War Chief will include an account of your deeds. But there's no time to rest. This land must be charted and prepared for Horde settlement. I've already selected an away team to do just that. Find them before they grow comfortable here. Inform them of their mission, and try to convince your new friends to send along one of their own to serve as a guide. You'll be staying here with me. We have preparations to make.
Come what may, we fight on.
Alright, Shakya, you're one of
This land
them.
will suit our people well.
Who would have thought these creatures could be reasoned with?
Nazgrim has assigned you to scout the region, Shakya. You are to depart shortly.
I'll make ready. It will be good to get away from these savages for a time.
Go on without me.
Listening to this, like, she must have only done, like, 20 minutes of voice work, because I don't know how she'd have a voice afterwards.
We will succeed.
Big Chief Kaka, we will be exploring your lands and could use a good guide. Will you help us? You wait patiently for Chief Kaka to think, then wait some more for him to speak.
Kaka have many nephews. They all have earned their name. Broken home to one who has not yet earned his name. Rico be a little too frisky, even for a hosen. Maybe long walk do him some good.
Alright, we'll look for this Rico fellow.
heard you coming a mile away.
You know, these little guys aren't so bad once you get to know them.
Nazgrim has assigned you to the scouting party, Kieran. You are to depart shortly.
Well, of course he did. He'd be a fool not to. Thank you, Blood Elf. I'll prepare to depart at once.
They never see me coming.
And on to the sergeant.
Lion's blood must spill. What news, friend?
I think I was confusing Sergeant Gorak with Nazgrim. I didn't, realize that there was two orcs here, or I think what happened earlier was, last time I streamed, I noticed that this was Sergeant Gorak and not Nazgrim, and I was like, oh, I thought Nazgrim was here, I must be wrong. But no, it's just, there's two orc gruff dudes here.
This will take some getting used to. I struggle to resist the urge to rip the heads from these creatures.
Nazgrim has assigned you to help scout the region, Gorak. You are to depart shortly.
A shame. I could use a bit of rest. No matter. Tell Nazgrim that I will accompany the party.
Songdale says, two gruff orc dudes with huge shoulders.
We'll rest
Yeah.
when the battle is done.
And that's probably what it is. They're distracting me. Or they're putting... No, not distracting me. They're... like a herd of zebras, except instead of stripes, it's giant shoulders. You can't tell where one starts and the other one begins because their shoulders are so massive as to defy belief.
Keep your eyes peeled for the Alliance.
Good work, Red Willow. The away team you have assembled has departed. I hope Gorak had the sense to change out of that ragged red shirt. I admire his patriotism, but he's had it on since we've left Orgrimmar. They won't be surprising anyone if he's wearing it.
And also he will die to set up the stakes.
Our orders stand, no matter the cost.
Keep it real.
So these guys like fish, huh? Well, how about we finish what you started and make them love us? I've still got some explosive powder from the wreck. Just need something to attract the fish. Guts is sure to do the trick. Never fails. I saw some birds flying around south of town. Well, what you waiting for?
Have a good one.
So, you wanna be a Hosen, huh, Wicket? Hosen defend the lands from enemies like Jinyu. Kaka fought many Jinyu fights and won them all. Hosen only give name to good Grookers. Go Grook Jinyu and maybe they will call you Red Willow, Red Willow. Jinyu creeping down by the river. Ookum in the duker.
My throat is not agreeing with me today. I'm thinking we might just read quests normally. Your thoughts, Songvale? Songvale says that she thinks the Hosen voice especially sounds like it's straining something. Yeah. And I just feel like I'm not quite getting enough air. Yesterday I was a little bit sore, and I'm hoping I'm not getting sick. I had, muscle soreness in, muscles that I definitely didn't use, just, random joints. And today I feel like my throat is just a little bit something. Songville says that she likes voice acting, but maybe for safety's sake, we'll abandon that one. Alright. Hydration alert. I only have coffee, so I'm gonna drink the coffee. I refilled that right before I sat to- Oh, frick, I dumped the coffee on my skirt. I'm sorry. I know your angry face is because I'm wasting the coffee. Luckily, I'm wearing black, so... So do you want to give your advice on something that you actually don't know anything about? I'll tell you what, if you finish your water, I'll consider getting my water. So, you know how I got a Switch 2 yesterday?
I got a Switch 2 yesterday. I told you I went and picked it up at Walmart. You remember this, right? I got the Switch 2. Sango says she does remember this, but why does she have to finish her whole water before you get one? Because part of my, the use that I provide to society in being a streamer, is that I encourage people to make good, healthy choices. And I feel like putting that in front of you will incentivize you to make a good choice for yourself. So, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do in my role as a public figure. You did. Yeah, you did make good, healthy choices by bringing a water glass, and now you will make another one by drinking it. Because otherwise, it doesn't... Like, it's important that you made the effort, and that's good, but it's not actually helping your body until you drink all the water in it. Which is also a key part of this process. Songville says, I'm drinking coffee until you get water. Well, I'm drinking coffee until you drink water. Oh. Alright, I'll go get water. I guess I have to obey the redemption. I'll be right back.
Of pure water.
Alright, I'm back with water. I'm also going to attend to my tamas because it's 10:30 and they are awake now. So I will share the issue I need discussion support on. So yesterday I picked up a new Switch 2. Tama Cam 1. Maybe over break, I will figure out how I can, like, put my phone somewhere so that I can collect video from my phone. Because that's really the first issue, is that I don't have a way to capture it for you. But I picked up a Switch 2 yesterday. And I primarily got Switch 2 because I know that there will be games in the future that are going to be Switch 2 only, including one of the ones that the game that I bought yesterday also, that is Switch 2 only. And so that was why I got it. But a secondary effect of Switch 2 is that Switch 1 games, like, run on it, and because the Switch 2 is more powerful, a number of those games, like, can have better textures. So, like, the frame rate is better, and the textures are better. And so they're, like, because I'm a visual person, that would make them more enjoyable. However, because save files are saved on the device and not on the cartridge, you have to migrate forward. There are some games that can be, like, moved via cloud save, and then you could play them on both devices and it wouldn't be an issue. But there are some games where they don't want duplicates, such as Pokemon, which is, like, 75% of what I play on Switch, where you are not allowed to do cloud saves. You have to just transfer to one system, and you can only transfer one way. So, like, once you go Switch 1 to Switch 2, you cannot go Switch 2 back to Switch 1. So what I'm trying to decide is if I want to leave my Switch games on my Switch, or if I want to bring them all forward to Switch 2. Couple of thoughts on this. One, I am going to keep my Switch. A lot of people get a Switch 2 and they get rid of their Switch 1 because I have a cool acquisition story about my Switch and I care about it, so I'm not going to get rid of it. So I am going to keep it. The other thing is that I feel like playing the games that I have always played on my Switch is part of the Switch experience to me, which is
part of what I like about gaming. Like, I do like that tactile experience. It's the same reason I'm into the Tamagotchi. So I feel like playing Switch games that I've always played on my Switch 1 is how I want to continue. But, conversely, I do feel like I will enjoy the higher graphical fidelity of the Switch 2, and I am excited about that. I also right now don't have a case or anything to like safely carry my Switch 2 around, whereas I do with my Switch 1. So there's that too. So I don't know, I'm just very torn. I wish I could like pick on a game by game basis, like to move forward or leave behind, but I can't. It's all or nothing. So I'm trying to decide whether to transfer or not. If I could do it on a game by game basis, this would be a lot easier. I would leave almost all the Pokemon games on the Switch 1, except for the 2 that, like, I think will look better and need the performance upgrade of the Switch 2. So, yeah. It's frustrating, friend. It does kind of suck. I am glad that you support me in keeping my Switch 1. Yeah, I'm really not big on, like, selling off my stuff that I care about. I think the part of me that was comforted by my choice to get a Switch 2, knowing that, like, potentially, if I decided it wasn't for me, that I could just resell it, like, there's a thing in the back of my mind that just knows, like, as soon as I open it and hold it and it's my Switch 2, it's never gonna go anywhere. It's mine. You know? Songville says that she thinks for now I should keep existing games on my Switch 1. Fair. And get new ones for Switch 2. That's fair, yeah. I think it just makes me kind of wish that I had gotten Switch 2 when Legend ZA came out in October, which is a Pokemon game, because I do think the textures for that one are nice, but I guess I could just play it twice, you know? Like, I could restart on Switch 2 if I wanted to. I could buy it again, but since I have the physical cartridge, I could just start it again. Like, the issue for that one is just that my save file can't be moved. Yeah. The only thing is, that one, I bought the Switch 1 version, so I don't like the games that come out for Switch 1 and Switch 2, because if you buy the Switch 2 version, there's like this really ugly disclaimer covering a substantial portion of the front box art, stating that it's the Switch 1 cartridge, but it contains a download code for, like, the upgrade pack for Switch 2. So I bought Switch 1 copies of Tears of the Kingdom and Legend ZA, which are 2 games that I, like, intend to buy the upgrade pack for. But, like, it doesn't change anything. It's not even cheaper to buy, like, the Switch 2 version, because it's still $10 more than the Switch 1 version, and $10 more is what the upgrade pack costs. So you can just get it from the e-store. Which is what you have to go through if there's a code in the box anyway. So, yeah, I might buy that on the Switch too. I think I've put like 15 or something hours in. I'm not super far. So I don't know, I might start with... I'm torn. I'm torn as to whether or not I'll start with the Zelda game, or if I should start with Legend ZA. I feel like during winter break, I want to progress in, like, checking some stuff off, but I also now want to use my Switch too, and so if I'm not going to bring my Legend ZA forward, well then, I have to play on my Switch 1. But I think Zelda saves can go back and forth via cloud save, so I'm pretty sure that that will be fine. I understand why they don't want, like, duplicate save files, because it, like, duplicates every Pokemon, but I wish it were possible to easily set up, like, a version of this where I maybe use the Switch 1, like, as my take it away from home, and then just leave the Switch 2, like, always plugged in as a console.
option or something like that. I wish I could just go between the two. Alright, we are almost fed enough to continue on Tamagotchi Land. Thank you for your patience. Making sure everybody goes out and does their egg hunt for the day. Brings back food that comes out of the eggs. Little snacks. I'm kind of with you. Sungville thinks that I will have regrets if I move it all forward to Switch 2, and I agree. I think it will leave the Switch 1 feeling very hollow. And I should probably just appreciate those experiences for, like, what they were. In the fidelity that I originally played them on. And then if I want to replay in a newer appearance, then I should do that. I think I'm on the same page with you, but I felt like just needed to talk about it a little bit, you know? But I do wish Legend ZA was in higher fidelity, and I guess maybe I will think about whether or not I want to just restart that from the beginning. Because I could do the same thing with my, my Scarlet playthrough. Particularly because it's been a long time since I played that one. So, like, maybe it's just fine to play them again. I think it's so weird when... Okay, so we are mostly good on Thomas, so I'm going to continue doing some fighting here while we discuss this. I do think it's weird when I'm watching, like, Pokemon YouTuber content, and I understand, especially if you need to, like, get content or need to be, like, incredibly fluent on, like, obscure things, or you need to just keep looking for, like, obscure things to talk about in games that, like... they replay Pokemon games, but people will talk about the fact that, like, they replayed their Pokemon games over and over as a kid, and, like, I couldn't do that, because, and maybe, like, people were able to more easily, like, transfer their Pokemon around, like, they had friends who could help them move the Pokemon or something, but even then, like, my character and my sense of achievement, I could not hit reset and do a new save file. That was just not something I did. So, like, any Pokemon game I have is the singular save file that I ever had on that cartridge. So that's super strange to me because I cannot do that. And so this could be my opportunity, I guess, to play again. Did you just see, like, Kali, like, run and just yeet herself out of existence? It's kind of funny. I think what happened is she jumped down the mountain there. It was kind of funny. She just, like, faded out just the... I was gonna try to do the sound from Hardcore Moments of things, like, fading in and out of existence, but I realized that was, like, a electrical chip sound, and I don't think I can make that. I almost fell off the cliff. That's true. Red Willow gonna pull a Decaliad. Another scene that I think I would like to roleplay, in addition to Kalarian and Renestra, is, like, frankly, I just think, potentially, there might be a humor value in Eledris coming in, like, just slamming open the door to, like, Decaliad's sick apartment, and just being like, alright, we're done with this. Time for sun magic. Give me your hands. Like, consciously, he thinks he's being... like, later he'll be like, oh, that wasn't very compassionate, that was really rude. But honestly, with the kind of person that Decaliad is and Ranger culture, that's like Ithilder showing up and asking him if he wants a baby bottle. Like, it's exactly what you're supposed to do in, like, a 5D chess sort of way that he doesn't even realize he's naturally playing. Songville says, that she also would like to play the scene, but doesn't think Eledris will slam the door. And that's fair. I don't know, he might just have the sense that, like, Decaliad doesn't respond to coddling. So in a converse way, the best thing and most caring thing in terms of, like, the best thing for him would be to be restored, is to show up and just be a complete jerk. But this will make Deucalion say, F you, I'm gonna get better. Instead of like, whatever, do you have any more sleeping drug? Like, he reminds me of a saying that I can't, but it's a rhyme, and basically it's talk crap, get hit. And I feel like that could be Deucalion's motto. I feel like I would like people to care more about, like, I used to see people demand to play Jinyu all the time, and they don't anymore. Like, why do we care about the poop monkeys, but not elegant fish samurai? I love elegant fish samurai. Particularly in comparison to poop monkey. It might be because you're not playing Alliance as much. That's possible. So there's not as many people calling for the Alliance race. Songvale's only ever heard about Jinyu when playing Alliance. And that's fair, because they are Alliance affiliated in Miss Pandaria. They could create a third faction of races that can be on either side, but the thing that really unites them, they do have a big, like, third faction vibe, because all of them are like, I don't understand why this is a conflict. It seems like they've resolved this 4 times. Songville says that she feels she doesn't hear people asking for new races much more anymore in general. People are overwhelmed. True, that is so immersive. I agree. There is a reality in which, like, there's not loads and loads of new players, and everybody probably has a lot of characters they already care about at this point, 20 years in. Alright, I was gonna do the voice, but my voice doesn't want to do the voice, so I will just read it. Ha! Wicked Grooked Uken Jinyu. Okay. I thought that would lead to something else. Let's go turn in the other quest. Fishy! Does Red Willow need a fishy? Fishy. I feel like this is maybe a more appropriate... I just love that his name is Fishy. So we're gonna have him out for a little while. Fishy! I can tell I've reached a new phase of my life. Red Willow, or not Red Willow, I'm sorry. Songvale, I say this a lot now, I know. But I can tell I've reached a new phase of my life because, like, a fish tank sounds really appealing to me. I feel like I could experience affection for a really beautiful fish and enjoy just staring at that tank in a way that, like, for most of my life, I didn't get the point of pet fish. I wasn't interested. Now, part of me is like, you know what? A pet fish could be really nice.
Time is money,
I want a koi
friend.
pond. If I move to your house, I want to fix the pond thing in the courtyard and put koi in it. And also find a way to, like, prevent raccoons from taking my koi. You went and made it so these savages like us? You gotta be some kind of freak blood elf genius. Who'd have thought?
Be good.
You didn't touch that stuff with your hands, did you?
Keep it real.
Yeah, now that's the stuff. Just you wait and see.
Have a good one.
There. I've plastered your bird guts over my explosives. I call them gut bombs, patent pending. Since you made friends with these fellas, how about you do the honors? Just light the fuse and throw them down by the shoreline.
Keep it real.
Alright. What is Rivet's custom grill in a box? You know that giant grill that I mentioned was for free and I never went back? I noticed it's still there. I wonder if it blew away yesterday in the massive, massive wind. I think it's incredible that, like, we had a 2-hour late start in the local schools because wind. Although it wasn't the wind so much as apparent destruction by wind. What is truly incredible, Songvale? The wind was going at freeway speed last night, and yet... Songvale says... The plastic tote we set out for the dog food delivery is still exactly where we put it. Nice. I'm guessing it's so short. And, like, maybe it was kind of adhered to the ground because of mud? You think Hosen crazy, Wicket?
Wait till you see Hosen with no slickies.
Not enough slickies for Hosen and Wickets. Snappers. Hosen hate them ookin snappers. Wickets can eat all the snappers. Ekel points to the south. That was crazy, though. Like, usually, you know, I know you mentioned that you're woken up by the wind. I usually am not. But, like, I was awake and I could not sleep because it would blow. I think that's part of why I had such, like, strange and vivid dreams. Because I kept getting woken up and then I'd go to sleep and then I'd wake up and I'd go to sleep for, like, an hour and a half, like, in the deepest part of the night. Wow. These, turtles have an aggro range on them for sure. But yeah, I noticed there are 2 branches down. Ooh, 86. 2 branches down, out by my car. Luckily none on my car. It's in, like, that green space. So, I'll be curious to know if I can find anybody who knows the gossip on whether or not the schools just were having issues getting their buses out, or if it was the case that, like, the power was out at the school because of downed branches. Thank you for the congratulations and the luckiness of my, the luckiness of my car not getting wrecked by a branch. That's what I was trying to say. So of all the games that I have played in the last 6 months, I guess let's make a list together. What we're going to do is talk about what games to prioritize during winter break. I would like to finish... my goal is I need to finish at least 1. Like, through the main story is what I mean by finish. I would like to do 3, if possible. Just, like, gaming hard. But I also want to watch, like, any holiday movies because there's no holiday appearance outside whatsoever. I also feel like, weirdly enough, like, nobody's discussing the holidays. Which, like, maybe is better than people discussing about, like, how much they don't like having to do holidays is. But it's still really bizarre. It's like the world is moving past being angry about the holidays, and now we're just not going to acknowledge them at all. Very strange. Here, at least. That's what's happening here. And I don't feel like I have any, like, holiday wintry games either, which is unfortunate. Okay, so here are the games that I'm thinking about. There is Mists of Pandaria. This game. There is... I don't know why I'm trying to skim that. I knew I didn't have enough. There is the Avatar game. There is... Legends ZA Pokemon. There is... Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom. Age of Imprisonment. Echoes of Wisdom. Those are all Zelda titles. Songville says she thinks that Mop's leveling campaign should be my priority, so I have plenty of time to get into the patch content I want to do. That's true. You're probably right. Maybe I should be doing this first. Although, Can you think of something that feels less like European winter than where I am right now? I guess it does have a good, like, richness of life, but it does not do richness of life while outside is dark and barren. I'm also not sure, like, how much gaming I'm gonna do, you know, as normal, like, solo gaming. And how much streaming I'm gonna do. I want to do more streaming, but I also feel like there's a place for, like, having quiet, internal processing thoughts that... I don't know. It's not like I don't want to share them with other people. Certainly I'm going to live blog about them to you, Songvale. But it's kind of like how sometimes I would rather type to you than speak. And I think that's kind of where I'm at. Sometimes while I'm gaming, I don't want to talk with my voice. But I am interested in typing my thoughts. Songvale says, but if she was going to pick anything that would feel even less like European winter than Mop, it would be the Avatar game. Yeah. I really feel like the time to play that game is June. But I want to play it since it has a third-person camera mode now. I don't know why I left, because all of my quests are down there. I think I went to go look for Jinyu to fight, and that quest is over. But... So I want to play it because of the third-person camera, and then also because the new movie is out this weekend, actually. So, yeah. You know what just occurred to me? The Tamagotchi that I want to find is the Jade Forest Tamagotchi. That's what it's called. Like, there was Pink Land, and I forget what the water one's called. Is it blue? It might be Blue Water. It might be Blue Ocean. I'm not sure. Purple Sky. But then the forest one is literally called Jade Forest. Alright, where's my quest bomb? This is one way to go fishing, certainly. A pre-tenderized deep river trout. I kept meaning to make a joke about that somehow when you were talking about Jade Forest questing, but it didn't quite come together. I only figured out right now that they have the same name, which is funny to me. I was today years old when I realized this zone and that Tamagotchi had the same name. Are you coming into town at all before Friday? I guess at this point, like, it's Wednesday and then Thursday, so there's nothing on cleaning Thursday. Okay. If it is convenient, it's fine. If it's not, could you potentially bring that pack of chicken breasts or chicken legs? I forget which one it is. Maybe it's chicken leg quarters. I am craving, like, rippable meat, but all I have is salmon. And I think buying meat from the must-sell today area is noble, but also I feel like I get more out of, and it's probably better for me to be eating the wholesome meat. And I just don't have any of it right. Yeah, salmon just doesn't really put up much resistance, and I think what I've realized is, like, I probably need to get better about, like, serving it over rice or something where, like, texturally it's better. Or making salmon burgers again. You know, I have bread, and I liked that. I should remember to make a salmon burger. I'm sorry that you want sushi, but it's good for you. So that's okay. Maybe somebody will go to the place with... I almost said the name of the town. Maybe somebody will go to the place with the inexpensive sushi and bring you back some hand rolls. Ask your parents if anybody's going to that town. Wicked Groot called them Ookin Snappers. Now everybody got grub. Great hosen wisdom and equal. Maybe equal become chieftain someday. I think it's crazy to get, like, 180,000 experience. I think Mists of Pandaria is, for some reason, the only time where, like, that feels good to me rather than ridiculous. And maybe it's just because I remember, like, noticing it at the time. But, like, getting 200,000 experience for doing a quest actually feels good to me, and I'm not sure why, because at any other point I would feel like that number was stupid. Songgirl says sushi's too expensive, but she wants it all the time. Well, it's good for you. And, you know, I don't know. I'm not sure how much you want to disclose about your finances directly to me. Certainly don't do it in stream chat, I assume. But, you know, maybe we could talk about it sometime, and then we could figure out how much you make, how much you spend, and, like, how much you want to be spending. I realize, like, from me personally, like, the answer is 0 until I have a house. I don't want to spend anything. But also, my friend is okay, and my friend should enjoy living now. I will ensure my friend is okay.
Hey, how you doing? Be good.
I have yet to face a crisis that couldn't be fixed with dynamite.
Have a good one.
We've just revolutionized how these cretins, or, hosen, feed themselves. They'll never be the same.
Keep it real.
Alright, boys, come and get some slickies fresh off the grill.
Be good.
Hey, while you were out, our scouts came back. And get this, they found some Alliance kid. You should probably go debrief them.
Have a good one.
Songgirl says that she is wildly swinging back and forth between being so happy her dumb job is over and panicking over having guilt. That is the way. But I do think it will be better. Particularly with that time going towards, you know, finding other editing jobs like you were doing, or getting to write like you were doing. Like, I think it's gonna be okay. Oh, well, 11 o'clock. Oh, I guess it has been longer. Part of me was like, oh, I haven't been streaming that long, but my attention is, like, not here. But no, I've been streaming an hour and a half. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. We may have a problem.
Alive? Make the war chief proud.
Rico can speak like wicked.
I feel bad for Anduin in general. I do too, but I will say this expansion is by far his best showing for me. I think I understand that, like, idealistic characters are not in or well liked in the last 10 years. But I also feel like we need them more than ever. And it's been frustrating. Like, I don't even necessarily dislike the angst of, like, what happened in Shadowlands. But I wish it was framed more as, like, him versus the angst versus, like, he is the angst and then other people are trying to talk him out of it. I think it would be much more compelling for me and much more in line with the character that we saw in Mists of Pandaria if it was him versus something, rather than he himself is his problem. I also really hope that good and noble characters will be fashionable again. Then I will have much more media to enjoy, and I will be popular. I bet I know your first question. What the ook happened to Sergeant Gorok? Don't worry, don't worry. He's totally alive. Not dead or anything. Rico shuffles uncomfortably. Well, we think he's alive, but he also might be very, very dead. Rico looks into your eyes for approval. Fine, let me tell you exactly what happened.
We was traveling east, looking for these Horkin human guys. Be on the lookout for Alliance. Things was going good, so we decided to split up for a bit. So Kia and Kieran went off to do some girl stuff.
Come on, Kieran. Let's go do girl stuff.
It was just me and Gork. I let him take the lead, him being all big and all. We will investigate this hut. Perhaps they have seen Alliance survivors. Hut? Good idea. You go first.
I think it's great because obviously the girl stuff of a Forsaken and an Orc is just a different flavor of murder. It's like Night Elf women stuff, which is just sometimes you go on a murderous rampage and like girls will be girls, you know? Songville says that voice actor saying "let's go do girl stuff" in that voice is one of the hands down funniest lines in WoW. Absolutely true. You are correct. My Tamagotchi has beeped and requires my assistance, so I'm once again pausing to care for Tama. I do need to set up a Tamagotchi stream. And just be like, this is what we're doing today. We're playing Tama. A special card for Tama time. Oh yeah, to like pop up on the screen. That's a good idea. It's Tama time. I learned that there is a Tamagotchi game for Switch. It's not pet care though. Like it's like a mini game collection where you're like running different shops, I think. So I feel like it won't grip me because it was one of the things that I looked at was it's like a continuation of a series from the Nintendo DS era where you were operating little shops. And I thought about that before I bought Tamagotchis. But it wasn't for me. I don't think visually I will like the appearance of it, but I'm into Tama right now. So part of me feels like, But I have enough stuff that I am much more confident that I will genuinely enjoy, so I might, oof, I have the hiccups now. Try to stay focused. Songville says, also you should do that alert thing when someone subs so that you don't forget later. What do you mean? What alert thing? Is it because I didn't, like, acknowledge that you resubbed? I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. And I think I do have it set up to do that. Did it not work when you did it? Or I guess, was I live when you resubbed? I have hiccups. It's so bad. I thought it did do that. I will have to double check if it is not working. But admittedly, I could have set it up on my other computer. Ow. Ugh. Thank you for attempting to soothe my hiccup. Are you gonna water alert me? Alright, we'll have some water here. I had a little bit of water. Now my voice sounds worse. Why? How did that happen? Update, I still have the hiccups. That's okay. It's hailing there? That's crazy. It's not hailing here, and I hope that continues because I have no way to protect my car outside. Alright. Tama time continues. Or, no, Tama time has ended. Sorry. We continue on with Jade Forest questing. I guess I just think of, like, hail denting cars, but I guess it might have to be substantially sized hail to do that.
Stay out. No visitors.
Hey, Gorok. Which girl do you like? Shokia or Kieran?
That's fair, but your hail in Minnesota was insane. Our hail is about the size of pellets in a weighted blanket. Yeah, I mean, and to be clear, most hail is that size in Minnesota, but those, like, literal spiky balls were amazing.
These statues, they're almost lifelike. Something's wrong
You wanna
here,
know who
Rico.
I like? I like Kieran. She got pretty eyes. Everything was going great. I felt like we was really bonding. After inspecting statues, we saw this old lady Pandaren come out the house.
I think it's funny that for the old lady, they picked, like, a hairstyle that I cannot see as anything other than a young lady. Or, like, really a girl. I'm told, or I remember somebody that I knew on study abroad in Japan who was from the UK that, like, twin tails like that, or pigtails, are not uncommon for, like, not young children to wear. But I think of this as being a distinctly, like, little kid hairstyle. That's funny to me.
Yes, dear?
What manner of creature are you?
The Pandaren pauses, her eyes growing wide.
Aye, look at that gorgeous green skin.
I am an orc, ma'am. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
Oh, hello, dear. You, Orc, will make an excellent addition to my family.
So, Gorok, you think I have chance with Kieran?
I would run, dude.
What the Hookin' Hawk?
Songville says she has never seen pigtails on anyone who is not either a child or fashionably emulating one. Yes. Also, apparently, like, the Japanese word is a loan, like a made-up loan word, right? Because we say pigtails, but they, like, use the English words twin tails or twin tails for that hairstyle, and I like twin tails so much more than pigtails for that.
Rico is lover and fighter. And Dooker.
So, as you can see, none of this is Rico's fault.
Next
All
time,
right,
bring
Rico, I
Sneakies
think
to
we've
Rico.
heard enough. Kieran can tell the next part.
Come closer, friend.
Rico is, well, he's the most mature hosen I've met so far, which isn't saying much. He's really not as bad as Shakia makes him out to be. I actually think he's kind of sweet. In a hosen sort of way.
Quick and clean, friend. Quick
Most of what Rico said is true. We didn't dare pursue Gorak. The Horde's numbers here are far too few. Our forces can only sustain so many losses, and frankly, we don't know how powerful that witch really is. Let me pick up where the hosen left off.
Bring me back soon. We traveled south until night fell. Shokia spoke.
All right, Kieran. Rico. We'll set up camp soon. First, we'll take advantage of this darkness to do some reconnaissance.
Good idea. I'll scout that area up ahead.
And I will protect Kieran from danger.
No, Rico. You stay here. Try not to get anyone killed this time.
Aw, Doker.
This way, Kieran.
Do we ever save the orc that gets turned into Jade? I don't think we do. Maybe that's why I think of, like,
I'll
Nazgrim.
cover you from here. It's dark, so you'll have to mark my targets for me. Rendezvous back here when you're done.
I found some smoke bombs in my pockets. They'd have to do. If I encountered enemies, I'd hit them with the smoke. Shokia's sniper rifle would take care of the rest.
Like, maybe that's why I think Nazgrim was the Pandaria orc, was because Gorak never shows up again. But Nazgrim... Longbill says, I tend to abandon this questline early because Rico is too irritating, and that's fair. I just don't know how to continue to progress the storyline. So I think I have to finish it. '86 or 87, I think I can go do the entry into the Veil of Eternal Blossoms. I was gonna say Golden Veil. But no, that is not. Jade Forest, Golden Veil, Brown Mountains. What are we looking for? I feel like we could definitely say there are signs of life here. Someone is building. Ooh. I feel like this is not supposed to be here yet. You know? We have not yet unleashed the Shah. In modern retail, you can hit higher levels via other means and then pick up the next zone, but yeah, you can't finish Jade Forest without doing this. Yeah, I'm worried about it, to be sure.
I saw signs of a campfire up ahead, on the eastern side of the statue. Don't move, human. I've got you cornered.
How exactly do you have me cornered, undead?
I've got backup. Watch this.
The raccoon's guild title was never hurt anyone. That's
You're
horrible.
lucky I don't kill you right now. You look delicious. I returned back to camp with my quarry. Shokia would be pleased. I hunger.
This is no small island, Red Willow. It's a landmass that would likely rival Northrend. How it has gone undiscovered is still a mystery.
May our footsteps
And
be
that's how we
silent.
found our Alliance captive. But that's not all that happened. Not by a long shot.
Bring me back.
Rico time! I know what happened next! Hit me! Over here!
Songville says that is darkly funny, but I do feel very sad for it. Yeah. I have a hard time not, like, I guess what I would call it, recognizing implications, and it makes it hard to just indiscriminately do stuff, especially when I'm doing the story, so I'm, like, locked into meaning. It's hard to just go with it.
Rico feel happy that Wicked is here.
We weren't only looking for Alliance, you know. We were also looking for those snooked up, tick-flickin' Jinyu. Well, we found them all right.
That was good talk. We kept going south until Shokia started whining about something.
Look, up ahead. An Alliance bomber.
I see it, Shokia. I'll go take a look.
Shokia watched prisoner, while Kieran went ahead.
Don't you dare follow her, Rico. I don't want you messing things up again.
No, you tick-juggling orc! Rico done following you stupid orders! Maybe Rico lost temper. Little bit. You nothing but a flick-cheeking, dickety-doke-maker with an oak for a head! Yelling at
So
Shokia
creative.
wasn't doing nothing. Rico decided to follow Kieran. All of a sudden, I heard noise. Kieran was trapped in Jinyu nets. I save you, Kieran!
You look delicious.
If the Jinyu set this trap, they'll be back soon. Kieran looks up at the horizon in shock. Dark Lady, watch over us. They're here. Save yourself, Rico. Never. Rico protect you to the death.
All right,
Footsteps be
time
silent.
to kill some squeaking Jinyu. Come at me, Brockers! I cracked knuckles and got ready for fight.
Have you brought fresh corpses?
For some reason, like, some of the controls don't work in this mode. Alright, now I understand how to do it. We knock him back and then we throw stuff. You can tell this guy's important because he had voice acting.
Alliance and Jinyu fight side by side? When I done fighting, went up to Kieran to ask for my reward.
Rico, you saved my life.
So, can Rico get kissed?
Of course. Let me just take off my mask.
What the ook is wrong with your face? You chicken dead?
So sad, Rico. So sad.
Wicked, watch out for
Yeah,
Jinyu.
I ran
Jinyu
away.
is
So
back.
blickin' what?
If it weren't for me, Kieran would be dead. Oh, wait. She's already dead. Already.
Go away. Rico's head hurts.
It's okay.
The important
Rico
thing
gotta make
is that
two
these
anyways.
Jinyu and Alliance have joined forces. Come speak with me. I can give you the final part of our report. We few out here against
With our
the
leader
odds.
turned to Jade, our Hosen guide disappeared, and a prisoner of war in tow, there was only one thing that Kieran and I could do. March into our enemy's territory and deliver some vengeance. Want to know how it went?
I aim to. We set up a small camp in the hills above the Jinyu village. With nobody to watch over our prisoner, I had to make sure he was incapable of escaping. What? I approached my sniper rifle and took aim at the Jinyu village.
I was just thinking it's surprising that, like, he didn't do anything to try and warn the people. But that makes sense as to why he didn't.
Kieran had made it to the Jinyu village. I spotted her lurking in some bushes on the village's edge.
I remember I found this so difficult initially. Like, I think I couldn't find them, but I also could not, like,
One more time.
line up my mouse cursor at all.
Let's see if my Hosen poison
Songville says, I
works
really
on
think what
Shin.
I would have done in this scenario is not
Try
march
not
into
to
enemy
get
territory and
reaction
instead turn around and go back to my own camp.
The
Yeah,
Jinyu
that's totally
village was
fair.
clear.
The Horde
Just to be safe,
in this
Kieran
particular
planted
expansion
some
was very
explosive
fight
barrels for me
timed.
to shoot.
Oops. I shot that one too fast. Sorry, Kieran. I wonder if they changed
That'll
the way
teach
it worked
Jinyu
at some
and the
point.
Alliance to mess with us. Let's get out of here.
I am also on a trackpad right now.
Shokia! They've spotted me! Give me cover!
But I guess it's possible, like, the issue was that I didn't know how to turn up sensitivity at that time. So maybe it was, like, difficult to move the cursor this fast. I'm not sure. Maybe originally I had arrow keys to move the crosshairs into the tracking of the mouse. I don't think that's what it was. But it's possible, because I feel like I remember it being, like, really slow and hard to aim. But it also might have been that I just couldn't see what I was supposed to be shooting.
The coast was
And I would have been playing
Kieran
on
began to
much
make
lower
haste.
resolution, so I guess that's possible.
Damn, another genuine net. We were so close to. I sensed a commotion in the village's eastern island.
I'm back, you dukers!
I also wonder if they made the targeting area a little bit bigger, because that could be it too.
I on way, Kieran, and I don't care about you weird dead face.
You think it's supposed to be your weird dead face? That line would make more sense if it was your weird dead face. But since they actually had the voice actor record it wrong, I guess they can't fix it. I feel like maybe this part was the part I struggled with.
Come on, Kieran. Let's get the hook out.
I feel like I remember, like, thinking it, like, got stuck, but I wonder if it's, like, I just couldn't see one of them or something. I'm not sure. Oh, camera moved fast there.
This land will suit our
The most
people
important
well.
thing we learned was that not only have the Alliance befriended the Jinyu, but they're giving them weapons and teaching them how to use them. The Alliance now control a force that outnumbers us 30 to 1, and we, the Horde, have befriended monkeys.
You
This reminds me that I should
finally
equip my
know what to
rings.
Wait, I know your face, human. You are the son of Varian Rin.
Sir, I demand to be released to my father's custody.
Ha! Make another demand, princeling, and I'll release your head from your shoulders. Anduin Rin, a fitting reward for the trials we've endured. Red Willow, come speak with me.
Nothing shall stand in our
Prince
way.
Anduin Rin, the very son of our enemy's king. Fortune has smiled on the Horde once again, Red Willow. But there's another side of this coin. We'd be naive to think that the child was left alone. Any Alliance scum within sight of this land must be searching desperately for their precious princeling. You and I are going to scour the area and root out his would-be rescuers.
Hellscream's eyes are...
Alright. Well, on that note, I think this might be a good place to pause, with the stench of Alliance scum in the air, and be done so that I can try and find some food, oops, before I get to work. I've said oops because I popped a safety pin on my clothes as I was stretching while seated. Oopsie. What do you think, Songvale? Good for a pause? I do think you are right. Okay, well, how about we chat for a little bit first? I do think you're right that I should try to focus on doing Jade Forest while I have time. But I think because it is so contemplative that I might want to do some of it off stream. Although, of course, we can be chatting while I do. That's fine. But it might be more of a text-based thing, so I can be more introspective. So for streaming games, a little bit more. Let me make a list. Let me make a list in the chat of games. And let's talk about what ones you would want to see on stream potentially next week. Let's see. Um... Legends, a Pokemon, and I will still be doing Genshin Impact on Thursdays, and then next week and the week after I actually will do Genshin Impact on Tuesday morning, as I am not sure that Christmas morning that's what I'll want to do, and I will not be doing that on New Year's Day. I'm also not putting Horizon Zero Dawn on here, because I'm thinking we will play that together in person, if that works for you. These are the games that pop up as, like, things I want to complete. There are a few other things, like Hello Kitty Island Adventure and Snacko, that I want to get back to, but they're not so storyline focused. While you think about this, I'm going to run to the restroom again real quick. I'll be right back. Are that she is most interested in Hogwarts Legacy and Tears of the Kingdom. It would be Breath of the Wild if I were near the beginning instead of near the end, but she feels like she either wants to see that from the beginning or play it herself. Alright, that makes sense. And I guess now that I have two devices, if you are interested in Breath of the Wild, potentially you can borrow my Switch and be working on that, if you would like. I feel like Hogwarts Legacy is partially in my mind because I feel like, especially the early Harry Potter films, which is what this Hogwarts feels more like to me, it's more magical, tend to feel like Christmas movies to me for one reason or another. So Hogwarts feels like it could have a Christmas vibe to it. So maybe I will think for streaming, well, for streaming or just game playing in general, that is not Horizon Zero Dawn at your place. It will be Mists of Pandaria, Hogwarts Legacy, Tears of the Kingdom, and maybe Legends ZA Pokemon. Which is still a big list of games, but is half the length of this. Let's see if there is anybody I would like to raid into today, or if we are just gonna let it go, and the stream will be over now. Let it go, stream done. I could always raid into Ferret Time, that's true. Maybe we should just raid into Ferret Time, huh? Before that, I'm not seeing any nay votes, so that's what we're gonna go ahead and do. Noodles, 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 noodles. Alright, Ferret software. I just had this moment of like, why is it backfeeding? And the answer is because I can hear my own stream because I went to go see, oh, actually, the Goldbound person is, well, I might just go visit their stream. We'll raid into Noodles, and then I'm gonna go visit the Goldbound stream here in a little bit. Noodles, 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 noodles. Woo! Thank you so much for hanging out with us today, and I will see you in the next stream.